Next up, we're going to look at variability. Variability is a measurement of how different your data set is. So we're going to introduce some new terms today. First is quartile, which is used to split a data set into 4 equal parts. The median, which we did yesterday, is one of the quartiles. Okay, the median is a quartile. It's the second quartile. There are 3 quartiles. And if you think about that for a second, if you have something and you're going to cut it into 4 parts, you don't make 4 cuts, you make 3 cuts. Interquartile range is the range between the quartiles. So it's the biggest quartile minus the smallest quartile, just like range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. And a Box-and-Whisker plot is a graphic representation of the measures of variability, which are your range and your quartiles. They're not difficult. So we're going to find the quartiles and the interquartile range for each set and make a Box-and-Whisker plot. And these are the same sets we used yesterday. So I've already put them in order, and in the first set, I've underlined the median because 6, the median was in the set. And in set 2 and set 3, I've marked it with a line down through because the medians were 7.5 and 40.5, which are in between numbers in the set. So that's why some work looks like it's already done here. So like I said, the median is one of the quartiles, so we need to record it. And what the median does is it separates the data into 2 equal halves. There's a bottom half, and there's a top half. And each half should be equal, meaning there should be the same number of numbers. And you can see there are 3 numbers I underlined in orange and 3 numbers I underlined in blue. The quartiles are the middle of the orange and blue sections now. So what number is in the middle of the orange section? Well, it's this 3. So the first quartile is 3. In the middle of the blue section is this 8. So the third quartile is 8. Interquartile range, IQR, is just third quartile minus first quartile. So here it is 5. Now we have to make a Box-and-Whisker plot. To do that, we put down a number line. And I'm going to put 5 things on this number line, usually. This example is weird. The next one will be better. I have to put the lowest number, which is 3. I have to put the first quartile, which is 3, but 3 is already on the number line. I can't put 2 3s on a number line. That doesn't make any sense. It's already there. I have to put the median, which is 6. I put the third quartile, which is 8. And I have to put the highest number, which is 8. 8's already on the number line. Now, above the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile, we put bars, which we will connect to make boxes. Above the lowest and highest numbers, we put dots. Because these already have bars on them, the dots just sit on top of the bars. No big deal. We connect the tops and bottoms of the bars to make a box. And if those dots weren't touching the box already, we would just draw a little line connecting them to the box. That's a Box-and-Whisker plot. The next one will be a bit better. So here, we need to find our quartiles, first, second, third. We already know the second quartile, the median. It's 7.5. And again, if we've done this right, then on the left side of the median and on the right side of the median, we should have the same number of numbers. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange numbers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue numbers. So the median is correct. Notice here that every number in the set belongs to the top or bottom half because the median isn't actually part of the set. In the first group, 6 wasn't used in the top and bottom half because as the median, it was already in the group of numbers. So now I have to go and say, okay, what's the middle of the bottom set of numbers? Well, it's that 6. And what's the middle of the top half of numbers? It's that 9 I just boxed. So those are the quartiles. And the interquartile range, again, is the third quartile minus the first quartile. So that's 9 minus 6 here, and that is 3. The box and whisker plot here is a bit more interesting. So we put down a number line. On the left end of the number line, I put the smallest number in the set, which is 5. And on the right end of the number line, I put the biggest number of the set, which is 91. Now I'm going to put 3 more things down. The first quartile, the median, and the third quartile, which are 6, 7.5, and 9 respectively. I'm not going to space those evenly between these two numbers because I think we would all agree that they are all a lot closer to 5 than they are to 91. 91 is kind of way out there. Okay, so remember, this is low, first quartile, median, third quartile, high number. Above the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile, we put bars and make our box. Above the low and the high, we put dots. And since these ones are actually away from the box, we need to connect them. So we just draw a line, little line segment connecting. Those are the whiskers. That's a box and whisker plot. You put the low, first quartile, median, third quartile, and high numbers on it. One more time. So let's see, we need to do first quartile, median, which we already know, and third quartile. And then we'll do IQR down here because I have the space. So first, let's just double check. I have 2 numbers on the left. I have 2 numbers on the right. Well, 2 is equal to 2, so I have cut this set in half perfectly. So what's in between 12 and 28? Uh-oh. There's nothing in between 12 and 28 in this list. That's okay. To find the middle, we just simply do it like we would do the median. Add those 2 numbers, take the result, and cut it in half. 12 plus 28 is 40. Half of 40 is 20. So 20 is the number in the middle. It is the first quartile. For the third quartile, we have to say, okay, what's between 53 and 101? Well, I don't know what's exactly in the middle of 53 and 101, but I can find it out. 53 and 101 is 154. Take that and divide by 2, and we get 77. So the third quartile is 77. Interquartile range is third quartile minus first quartile. And here that is 57. Now, a box and whisker plot. So we slap down a number line. we put the lowest number in the set and the highest number in the set. And in between those, we put the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile. 20 is not too far from 12. 40.5 is a bit further away. And I'd say 77 is probably roughly right in the middle of 40.5 and 101. Above the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile, we put vertical bars and connect them. Above the low number 12 and the high number 101, we put dots, and we just attach them as such. And there, one last time for an example, is our box and whisker plot.